You guys, look who's here. Yes, Spencer's here.
Hi, I'm here.
Tweet all of your friends. Welcome to Behind the Scenes. So this is our immediate reactions right after watching the meet or podium training like today. And this is our immediate reactions before we do our deep analysis and then rewatch. But of course, Spencer's already done that in his head. If you're a Club Gym Nerd member, make sure you're in your members feed to get the full podcast. Instructions are in the forum or in the show notes. And this show is rated TV 14 because we're grown-ups and we can have thoughts with naughty words. And today is May 19th. I'm in Fort Worth. Spencer is at home. And Spencer, would you like to give us your reluctant health update?
My reluctant health update? Well, since last we spoke, I have 7 incisions in my abdomen that I didn't have before. And I'm part of an organ lighter than I was before. But we're done. So I'm in between surgery and chemo right now. So I'm just kind of chilling and watching nationals. Perfect. But I can sit up straight in a chair, which last time Jessica asked me, I couldn't do that without it being very painful. So recovery from surgery is going well.
I'm so glad that you can sit up straight again.
Jessica was like, do you want to do behind the scenes? And I was like, I would, but I would have to be horizontal because I cannot sit up.
And then I was like, that might be too dangerous because apparently we are some kind of thirst trap and everyone that's on starts getting messages. So we didn't want to risk. Spencer horizontal might launch a whole situation. So we're not going to do that.
That's how I had to watch Classic, which I was able to watch Classic, but I had to, thanks to Gym Discord, I was able to get some very extra long cables and chargers and things so I could watch Classic from the most ridiculous position possible, but it was the only thing that was comfortable.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad to see you too. Okay, so club members, you have a dossier to download. So look for that. And don't forget that you can also check out the Washington Post highest scoring team machine because it has been updated. And you guys are doing a great job. Like I always say, if you want more of something we haven't had before, tell all your friends, click on it constantly. We need to make this the biggest thing that the Washington Post has ever had. I mean, I know their coverage war and democracy is important, but
whatever.
Yeah, you know. So Emily's added more capability to use more recent scores or older scores. And it takes about 10 minutes for everything to update after she inputs the scores here. And it's doing like, I don't know, she told me a number. It was like 20,000 or 20 million calculations. You know, I don't know the difference when people say the numbers to me. But she's here, she's updating, and yeah. So please use that, and Fact Checker will put that link in the chat right now. And also, you can see him behind me working away and trying to eat dinner because he's eaten all day. And also, I'll put it in the show notes. So the biggest news is no Gabby.
Yeah. So that was as of this morning, correct? That Gabby withdrew?
Yeah.
Ankle injury.
Ankle injury.
Do we know if she was here training prior to today?
The reports that I got was that she was not in training yesterday or this morning, but Chelsea said that she talked to her today. The other thing Chelsea said is that she talked to Gabby twice since Classic, and that they're in communication, and she's like, I feel really bad for her. I've been in that situation before, having an injury, and so, you know, she was just very positive on Gabby and understanding what it's like to be in this situation. So I'm glad that they're having like good, open conversations like adults do. Like, this is an important thing. So that's really good. And honestly, if you want to talk to like someone that's, you know, sympathetic, like Chelsea has literally done this. After 2 kids too. So
she's like, Gabby, have some kids, then come
and then try a full part. Yeah. So what are your hopes for Gabby now?
I know that the article about it was like, now she's aiming for 2028. I'm like, let's just hold your horses. It's far away. But yeah, I mean, I would love for her to, if she feels like she had a shot to get back to where she wanted to be, and it just didn't work with timing and injuries and the coaching situation. I don't know if we'll ever have the whole story about what happened with her. Like, suddenly I don't have a coach and now I'm back at Woga. I think that it can't have helped what was already a difficult timeline to get ready for the Olympics and all of that. But if she feels like she can find a good coaching situation that's consistent and reliable, and that she still has the ability, given, if you stay healthy for a period, which is never a given for any gymnast, especially as you get older. But if she feels like, if everything went right and I were in the right situation, I still have the desire and the gymnastics, then yes, World Championships 2025, Gabby Douglas and Kalia Lincoln co-world all-around champions. We've decided that.
A perfect world, a perfect word. I'm also hoping that she signs to do the Pro League too. That would be a nice, warm up, easier sure. Code. It's like a modified level 10 NCAA code. So we can hope for that. The major headlines, let's start with, of course, the one and only Simone Biles. Who
Simone
today
was here doing Simone. Except we didn't see the Yurchenko double pike. We saw only Cheng's, correct?
Yes.
Other than that, she was just like, yeah, I'm Simone. This is normal. Same beam. She looked solid with it. One time again, she missed her opening leap sequence connection and then was like, this routine is ruined. This is garbage. No one look at it. But we saw, her floor. We saw the triple double again, which is looking comfortable. I thought it was a really good one. Bars was fine, except for the, ongoing historical saga of Simone versus the toe fall, where we got a couple good, like, pausing after half turn and doing some modern art sculptures on the bars a couple times. So that was that was entertaining. Yeah.
I did so enjoy the toe full to split arch, double stag, and then half turn and continue with your routine, because Simone Biles.
She should consider that as a beam mount. Do a half turn, give us some weird leg formations, some positions, some unusual things. I'm just saying. We know you can do it because she's done it on the bars. Got to be easier on the beam to hold that position. So let's
bring it back, like the olden days when Cecile was, was doing beam and you could do a handstand and it mattered. Just make your routine a little longer, Simone. Just for us.
Yeah. She's like, no, that's against the whole plan. I've already had to add in all this stupid side choreography that makes it like more than a minute long, like an idiot. Why would I add in a mount too? Come on.
What is your interpretation of the side choreography now that you've seen it several times, where she does the like whoosh whoosh, you're safe, you made it on base / I'm sweeping all you bullshit trolls away who don't like my husband? That is my full interpretation.
I think you just gave an interpretation. So I like that you established it in the form of a question, but it was really, this is my interpretation of it. Yeah. It
was really, I have things to say about this and I've interpreted it. I've also now decided that the knock knock let go is the fuck you, and then whoever she's mad at, is she's like,
she should write it down on a piece of paper that she has with her to start the beam routine, and then she lets it go, and it's like, today's villain is boom.
Especially since she's using, doesn't she have Taylor Swift floor music? And now I've familiarized myself with Taylor Swift. I just like, since she's like a big deal now, I've like gotten into this.
Just heard of Taylor Swift.
So now I know all about the song Amy, or like, what's it called? Like, F-U Amy.
Apparently you know all about it.
I know I've done the deep research, you guys, it's about Kim Kardashian, let's be honest. Like someone that she hates who did her wrong, and then her kid's going to sing her song someday. And I'm like, oh, this is part of the floor. Part of her being like, I hate you guys, but I'm stronger now, rising after all of my difficulties. Because, she had that like skin advertising thing with the Japanese aesthetics company or whatever. And it was about, they did that cartoon about Simone versus the trolls. Remember that? This is all an extension of it. It's all connected. The troll cartoon, Taylor Swift floor music, and the banging on the go to hell haters. That's what it's all about. But back to her routines. Tell me about floor.
Other than bars was fine, other than the toe fall. But I will say, like, watching world champions on bars and podium training, if you are a fan of Laurent's eye roll, it was a good rotation for you. If you're a fan of like everyone hitting their routines, it was maybe not. But if you're a fan of Laurent being like, what is wrong with these people? That was great. You could see the absence of Zoe Miller in every moment You just needed her to be there to be like, oh my God, why are you all so bad at bars? It is not hard. Come on.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, Spencer, Zoe Miller, USA Gymnastics media person, who I'm not allowed to mention her name because she's brilliant, but she doesn't want anyone to know how brilliant she is. I love her. She has gotten Zoe Miller here doing media for USAG. So Zoe Miller Quote Machine will be doing interviews, and like she did some with WCC team, and they were all just like dying laughing, doubled over, and I was like, this is the best thing USAG has ever done. Forget about like fixing the problems of the past, getting flipped, all the things.
Oh yeah,
working on a training
that's
center.
That's a big part of it. The mascot.
I love the mascot. Wait until you see in person. People love the mascot. He's not like a normal mascot. He's like an NBA mascot, like that does flips and all the routine. I know it's disgusting you even thinking about it. You look like you have a terrible taste in your mouth right now, but I'm just telling you. What did you think of? So Simone did her triple double on floor and then her front step out to double double as usual. No big changes. Is she the only person who's going to get credit for her switch 1.5?
For any leap, split 1.5, but yeah, she can. No one else should. The floor leap, the completion issue, it hasn't been resolved. The only person who gets bonus points today for floor composition is Leanne for fixing it.
Yes. Speaking of Leanne, so I asked her about this specifically, and I was like, I was like, did you make any changes after Classic? And, and she was like, yes. And I was like, okay, Leanne, can you go into specifics about it, especially floor? So she said, yes. Floor, we made a lot of changes, and she's like, we worked with judges, which is nice because I asked her, you've gone up to the judges at camp and gotten your own feedback. You talked about cutting out the middleman. So how is it now in a meet? Did you do inquiries? Did you get feedback? She said, yeah, we worked with some judges. And of course, Jenny is a brevet, her coach at Florida is a brevet judge. So between working with them about how things are being credited and what she needed to do, they reconstructed her entire floor routine. And so she's doing she's like, now I'm doing a whole nother version of it. So
she's doing a whole other pass, which normally I would be like, why are you adding passes? 3 passes is the new 4 passes. But in this case, she needed to get rid of either the split jump full or the popa. She needed to get rid of the leg up hop full because everyone needs to get rid of the leg up hop full except Noah. And so, normally I would be like, why are you adding an extra tumbling pass? But that's gonna get a back 1.5 to front full is gonna get credit, whereas the dance elements were not gonna get credit. So I think this is an upgrade for Leanne.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with this, and it's like smart. This is what we should see. This is what it should be like. Judges working with athletes as one team because they're all going to represent the U.S. and whatever, and and fixing that stuff. So.
Can we talk about Suni, though? We need to It's been too long, and we haven't started talking about Suni yet. I think that was a problem, because we saw some bars, biggest headline, because we've been waiting. She petitioned to compete the all-around here. We saw some bars. So it was like the Suni's like baby routine. That's still a high difficulty score for normal people, but it's the same composition she was working last summer, that like 5-7 routine. She didn't do the layout Jaeger full. She was doing a regular Jaeger, and I think that's why she had trouble with it throughout podium training today, was because it was like, why is this the only a straddled Jaeger? What do I do with the rest of my time up here? So yeah, she did it like 58 times. I saw 2 hits. Almost every time she was taking it too far, that she was going out too far and then couldn't regrasp. But she did she got up right at the end of the window, right before they called time, and did after Jess had walked away, and then did a really good one. So I think that was the key. Like, Jess, just go like over there, and then she's going to hit fine.
Don't watch. Yeah. And the thing is, it's funny because, everyone was talking about her changing her routine and just do something easier. And she did that. And then people were like, but no, wait. And she responded to a tweet about this from Jamie, the Supreme Court lawyer, who was like, you guys, she did exactly what we're saying. Everyone calm down. And she replied, real, to Jamie's tweet, which I appreciated very much. And when Jess was asked about her routine, he said she has like about 5 different versions of it, but right now, like, she just needs numbers. And he said, especially their plan is for her to be top 5 all around. That's the plan. And she just needed.
This is composition. She could be top 5 all around, especially because we'll talk about vault in a second. But
and she and so he just said she needed more leg conditioning. Like her bars conditioning is always insane, but legs, she just didn't have as much time. So, and he was like, her conditioning is great now. She just needs the confidence in her conditioning, which is one of those things when you're standing in the corner about to do your last pass and are like, am I going to die or can I make this? Can I get enough oxygen in my body? It's a real thing. Before we talk about Suni's vault and some other things that we got to, and when I talked to athletes and coaches in Chelsea, I do want to tell you guys a behind the scenes story. But if you are not a Club Gym Nerd member, this is where our journey ends today. But if you are a Club Gym Nerd member, keep listening. I'll tell you the story. And if you're not, then we'll see you back here Friday after women's, the first day of women's competition. So it'll probably take like 30 to 45 minutes because they're closing the arena really early. And so it will be like, I got to talk to people and then zoom to the hotel and get on here. So here's what Simone did at each event. Sign up for Club Gym Nerd to hear the rest.